Oscar and Joachim from
Εδώ λοιπόν και μπαίνουμε στο δεύτερο μέρος της τέταρτης εκπομπής της δεύτερης σεζόν των Lockdown Session του TV War, και πριν από μερικές εβδομάδες οι Σουηδοί Hammerfall κυκλοφόρησαν ένα live album που λέγεται Live Against the World, και έτσι βρήκαμε την αφορμή να ζητήσουμε από τον κιθαρίστα τους, τον Oscar Dronjak, ο οποίος είναι και οπαδάρα, θα το δείτε, να μας μιλήσει για τα live album που του αρέσουν και να επιλέξει το πιο αγαπημένο από αυτά. Η γενικότερη κουβέντα μας κράτησε αρκετή ώρα, είχαμε πολλά να πούμε. Πάμε τώρα να τον πιάσουμε από το σημείο που ξεκινά το Under the Blade. Πάμε. So, I got a batch here of live albums I know you like. So, I'd like you to comment on each one of those albums. And let's get started with Stratovarius, live in Europe.
Yes.
That's partly recorded in Greece, partly recorded in the Rodon Club.
That's an unusual live album. I had trouble finding 10 that I was like, oh, these are my favorite live albums, you know. But this one is a good one. It comes from an era when the band was really, really good. Like they were on the top back then. My favorite album by Stratovarius is Destiny, which came afterwards, of course. But this is such a strong release from a band that was in 100% form back then. So I think that's
Motley.
Yeah,
Entertainment.
That's like kind of like it's kind of like a best of album, right? They play so many. And this showcases their whole catalog. And this album also came out in, 98 or something like that, 99 maybe, at a time when Motley Crue, those who loved Motley Crue in the 80s, suffered through all that bullshit they were doing in the 90s. And then finally this one came out. So it was just, I really like this one for that matter. And this also has a lot of the energy, like the Motley Crue energy. I'm sure that they recorded a lot of this in the studio again afterwards. I'm pretty sure about that. I have nothing to base it on. I just from what it sounds like and what Motley Crue sounds like live. But it doesn't matter. Okay. Who cares? I get the feeling that I am there, and that's all that matters.
Okay, it's part of the game. Which one do you prefer?
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue. Right. Manowar.
Yes. I knew we were going to talk about other live albums, like when we started doing promotion for this one. So I started going back and looking, because this is an album I hadn't listened to that much. It has, for the most part, a flawless set list, I think. I can't imagine, because my favorite Manowar album is Louder Than Hell, and they played a lot of songs from that one. So that's a help, of course. It gets all that, the Joey DeMaio monologue, which can be a bit tedious, if I'm honest. You know, he talks for such a long time. But anyway, it's just it's a live album. You get the live feeling, and that's the whole concept. It's in this one. So I really like that one for that matter.
Okay, Motley or Manowar?
Oh man. Oh, okay. So now I see what we're doing here. I have to go with Manowar.
All right. Okay. When you pick the Rock in Rio, that was kind of surprised, because I was expecting live after death from you.
Yeah, I know. I think I know that would be many people's choice, but I'm not the type of Iron Maiden fan that I am the type of Judas Priest fan, for example. So Bruce is back. They have a new album, Brave New World, which is another fantastic album. They play songs from their entire career. And this time but the MVP of this album is the audience. There's no question about it. So I don't hear it. I have goosebumps all over my body right now, just from, of course they have created this, of course, you know, they're Iron Maiden, but without the fans, this album would not be anywhere near what it is.
Okay. Manowar or Maiden?
Fuck. You're putting me on the spot here.
For today.
I think I'll pick Iron Maiden because I will because what I just mentioned, the fans and they take over in Fear of the Dark or Hallowed Be My Name or Thy Name, whatever. They just take over and it's just such. And of course the band plays well too, but the fans are so good on this one.
Okay, I'm going now to
Live in the Raw. This is such a great album. Also a band that with Inside the Electric Circus, a lot of people may not have liked that one as much as the other ones, but I love that album. I think that's a fantastic album. It's again, they show Wasp at its peak. The lineup of Wasp, the classic lineup. I mean, they had Johnny Rods now, and forget about Randy Piper and all that, but like the Chris Holmes at least was in there. So with Chris and Blackie and so it's a really good lineup. And this is another like this you have the feeling that this is absolutely live. Even if it's not, I don't care. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I never thought about it. As long as you get the feeling that it's live, that's all that matters to me. And this before my favorite with Wasp. I got to mention this because the way he introduces Harder, Faster, which is another fucking weird thing. Harder, Faster, and The Manual, 2 new songs that they play live. That would never happen today. I mean, they would be out on YouTube the second after. Yeah. But the way he introduces Harder, Faster, I've learned this. I know it by heart. I've done it so many times. I get that this is my favorite official live part of any live album because he does. Okay. That's exactly the type of thing that I'm talking about. You get enticing, get the audience in the frenzy, kind of thing. And of course, he talks about the PMRC and all that stuff. So. So this is a no-brainer, Wasp, of course. I've had this album since I was a kid, and it's just one of my favorite live albums.
Okay. Live Undead, really?
Yeah, I love this one. It's again just one album out. They didn't even, or maybe it had released The Haunting in the Chapel. I don't remember, but it's like really, really early in their career. It's just a club show. All the intensity, all the mistakes, all the just the energy and the fucking us against the world kind of feel. And again, how Tom Araya presents Die by the Sword is one of my favorite parts of the whole album. You remember this one?
Yeah.
Like some say that the pen is mightier than the sword.
Yeah.
Well, I say fuck the because you can die by the sword.
It's amazing. Wow.
Full and so effective.
Slayer versus Wasp?
Go with Wasp. That's one of my childhood bands, and I mean Slayer. I started listening to a little bit later, so Wasp is for this one.
Okay. Well, me being a fan of Hammerfall since the very, very beginning, when somebody asks me what is the main influence of that band, I always say Accept.
Yeah. One of them for sure. This one is so again. I mean, this album came out at a time when, well, for me personally, I had never seen Accept live before that. So this was way for me. I had a couple of bootlegs, but this was like a professional. And of course, you have the Kaisuku band, but that's not. This is just 6 songs or something like that. This is a full live album. It's not a full show, I don't think, but it's at least close to it. And it came also at a time when Accept was on their Metal Heart peak, I guess. Yeah. And for me, as like I said, I hadn't seen the band live yet, and also Udo Dirksteiner was not even in the band at this point when they released it. So, and I love how they play, how secure and how perfect they play the album, because you can hear that one mistake in Up to the Limit when he does in the intro. So you know that this was a really, really good live band.
Okay, I've never noticed that mistake. I'm gonna listen to the album afterwards, and I'm gonna listen to that. So, what's for Accept?
Fuck, it's so difficult. I think I'm gonna go with Accept on this one, just because, like you said, this Accept has been my favorite band since, or one of the top 3-4 bands I've had since there, and they influenced Hammerfall greatly. So, yeah, now we're difficult. Is this the last one?
No, there's one more.
Oh fuck. Okay, so I know which one when it's so okay. Kiss Live 2. So this is my introduction to Kiss, my introduction to hard rock music, I guess, too. Not at the time when it came out. I believe it. I got I borrowed a cassette, an official cassette of this 2 years after the release. So 80, I think.
Yeah.
I got captured by everything. Not so much the image, I don't think. I mean, that came later, of course, but for me, it was more the music initially, like just rock music, hard rock music, and the energy. Like I said before, the unbelievable live energy that they had back then. And of course, I love how they did it. You know, live, the first 3 studio albums, then 1 live album, then 3 studio albums, then 1 live album, and then you could focus on those 3 albums. And that, I think, is a brilliant idea. Kiss Live 2 is just a great live album, and it also features 5 studio songs, which is pretty unheard of. I don't really know why. I mean, it's not like the concerts were 60 minutes long back then. You know, they could have put some more stuff on there, but I don't know. They probably didn't have any more, or didn't sound good enough. I have no idea what the reason was, but they had 5 new studio tracks, so that's pretty cool. So now, I'm gonna pick Kiss for this one because because Kiss meant so much to me throughout the whole '80s. It was my favorite band for so many years. I collected them more than I collected any other band. Oh, is that KK's autograph or who's Rob Halford? Yeah, I can see that now. I thought it was a K in the first, but it's a R.
That's right.
So yeah, Priest Live, another one. Like this album, I probably listened more to. The only album that would rival this one is Kiss Alive 2 that I've listened to, more times. Because this one came out at a time when I was at I had discovered Priest years before, but I was so into them. They meant so much to me and to Hammerfall as well in the beginning.
Yeah.
But and also this, like, they played songs off of Turbo, which was an album I loved when it came out. I didn't understand that whole, why can't you use synthesizers in metal music? It's just, I don't know. I didn't get it because it sounded good. It was cool, a cool effect, and they didn't overdo it. They didn't. It's not like just because they had a keyboard, they didn't turn it into Bon Jovi type music, or that's that type of hard rock. It's still a metal band, and that's another thing I love, that I used to as an example of what some people complained about Infected when that came out. Oh, the Hammerfall, it's not a Hammerfall album, bullshit like that. And then we played Bang Your Head Live, and we played Redemption now on this album, on this tour. And these songs, they fit so well into the repertoire. It's just like they could have been on any other album. And that's how I feel about the Priest songs from Turbo on this one. Like Rock You All Around the World, for example. It's like, or the and just opening up with Out in the Cold. That's probably one of the best opening tracks in the whole history, I think. And there's a lot of them. So this album means so much to me. And now you're putting me in a really, really difficult spot.
Okay.
But I'm gonna pick Priest. It's just
we have a winner. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a winner.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, man.
I helped. It did.
Take care.
No worries. Nice talking to you. Take care. Have a good time.
Bye bye.
Yep. Bye.